So in this series of learning programming in C, from this video I am going to start strings in C. In this video we will talk about basics of strings, like what is string and how the string is different from character array, how to declare a string, how to initialize a string, different methods of initializing strings with some example that we will discuss in this video. So now, what is string? In simple terms, if you say in C, string is simply array of characters. You know what is array, right? We have discussed array. How to declare array. An array data type first of all you will write. Then we used to write array name and then size of array, right? Array means collection of more than one data items that are of same type, right? Either int or float or char, right? So now it is array of characters, right? Means how to declare a string. It is array of characters. So data type must always be a character. Char, the data type would always be a character, right? In case of string, this is I am writing what? Declaration of string. So data type always be a character. Here you cannot write data type because here we cannot write any int or float or anything, right? In string, always the data type would be character. We can only store characters, right? So char, here string name, any name you can take, and here same size, you will give size of the string. See, only difference is in array we can take any data type, int, float, char, right? But in string you can only take data type character because string is array of characters, right? Or you can say it is a character array. In other words, you can also say string is a character array. The only difference is what? String, you can say string is a character array which is ending with a null character. Whatever I am saying, I am just going to justify this thing. So this is, I guess, clear. Declaration of a string, right? So if I declare a string like char and string name I am taking, generally we take like name, and I am taking size what? 10. This is what declaration of a string, and name of the string is name, right? Name I am taking only, and the size is 10, right? So now here see, string will always be ended with a null character, right? If how memory would be allocated to this? 10 bytes would be allocated. 10 bytes, why? Because character is going to take only 1 byte. Suppose address is 2000. So next byte would be 2001, then 2, then 3, then 4 and 2009, something like this, right? So here the name of this is what? Name. I mean the variable, the string name I am taking just name. So name, and name is containing what? Base address of the string, that is 2000. We know array is what? Array is considered as a internal pointer because it is containing array, the name of the array variable is containing base address of the array, or you can say the address of the first element of the array, and string is also an array. It is array of characters, right? So obviously the name of this string is also going to contain base address of the string, base address of this character array or the string, you can say base address is 2000. So here in the name we have 2000. So it is, you can say, internal pointer to this string, right? And index would be same, 0 to size minus 1, 0 to 9. See now the main point is what? In this string or in this character array we can only store how many characters? 9 characters, because string would always be ended with a null character. So at the last we always store null character. So here you can store 9 characters, right? Or if see, so I guess declaration is clear. Let me store some value. Now how to initialize this string? Multiple ways are there. One way is while declaring, here only we can write what? String, as we have discussed in previous videos also, that starting videos of C programming. How we write string? Something like this, in double quotes. If I write in double quotes Jenny. So this is considered as string. If I write Jenny's lectures, this is also a string. If I write something like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in double quotes, this is also string, right? It's not like that. I am saying it's array of characters, so you can only store A, B, C, D and up to Z. No, you can also store a white space, these numbers, because if you write this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this, that is considered as string. If you write 1 in single quote, that is considered as character. If you write 2 like this is considered as character. If you write space like this is space in single quote, that is considered as character. So please don't get confused, like characters are only A, B, C, D till Z, right? Okay, now see, and how this data is to be stored here? ASCII values would be stored. I guess that you know, right? The character system, that also we have discussed in previous videos. You can check out the playlist of C programming and you can check out the previous videos. So ASCII values would be stored. So suppose I am storing here something like this, Jenny. That's it, right? I am initializing the string here. This is one way of initializing a string, initialization of a string. Using string literal, we call as string literal, right? Double quotes Jenny. So how it would be stored in this memory? JENNY. And at last, string would be ended with a null character. ASCII value of null character is 0, right? So that is the difference between string and character array. String is as a character array, you can say it's a character array that is always ended with a null character, and why it is ended with null, that also will discuss. The reason also will discuss, right? One by one we will discuss everything about string. So now by default compiler will put null at last, and here some garbage values, right? And if I write, second way of initializing string is what? One way is this, second way is you can also write something like this. I hope you can see this. Char name, and I am taking suppose 10 here. So how you can initialize? JE in characters form. J is individual character, all are individual characters. I am providing list of characters, but here at last explicitly you have to provide null character, right? That is another way of initializing string. That is also fine. This is how, this is what that is also stored something like this, JENNY, and at last you have provided null character. That is also fine, and remaining would be garbage value, right? So that is also correct, that is also correct. But you initialize, if you initialize something like this, see, I am not providing the size here. That is also correct. Why? Because you are providing the values. This is the string. These values you want in this string, in this character array. So automatically compiler will do what? It will I am not getting the exact word here. Sorry. Compiler will automatically decide, find out the size, and according to that it will store, right? So how this is going to be stored? The size would be, now in this case size would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. JENNY and at last null. So only what? 6 bytes to be allocated, right? No wastage of space. Here also you can skip the size, because it is what string you are giving, right? Jenny, it is in double quotes, so that is why it is what a string. So the same it would be stored like Jenny, and automatically compiler will add what? Null character at last, right? So by default size would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So the number of characters plus 1, that you need to take care. Size would be that thing, number of characters plus 1 for null character, right? Now another way of initializing this string is what? And see, this is also a string. If I write something like this, Jenny and with space and then Khatri. This is also string. Space is also allowed. Symbols are also allowed, like plus, minus, divide. These symbols are also allowed within this string. That is also fine. I hope you got my point. What a string is, right? Special symbols are also allowed. Whatever you will write in this double quotes, that is considered as string. You can write something like this, right? Or like welcome to my world. That is also string in double quotes. That is also fine, right? So now next is, see, this initialization is what? It's, I guess, similar to one-dimensional array, right? So you can also say string is 1D array, one-dimensional array, one-dimensional character array, right? Where each that element is either a character constant or a string constant, right? But here the data type must be char. And one more thing, in C, string is not considered as a data type, like int, float, and char. These are data types in C. Array is also derived data type in C. We also discuss some more data types, right? Structure and union, these are also data types, user defined data types, right? But string is not a data type in C, separate data type in C. But yeah, we can represent string as a character array in C, right? So here format specifier for string is %s, right? Like for integer %d, for float %f, for character %c, for string it's %s, right? And this is very important. This also, some properties of this also we'll discuss one by one, right? Now another way of initializing string is what? Like I can also write char name, and I'm not suppose giving any size here, and I'm initializing it something like this. V space is a character, so I'm providing list of characters, so that is also in single quote, that is space here. V rock, that is also perfect. So here the size of the string would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 1, that is 8. 8, how? Suppose I'm 8, like this. So index would be 0 to 7. 8 bytes should be allocated, and here we store V, then space, rock, and null. I guess you got it. And this address would be stored in this name, I mean the string name. So string name is considered as a pointer to the first character of the string, right? So we can access the string using this pointer also. And next way is, if you declare here, so you must declare size what? 8. If you declare 5, it is not allowed, because size is only 5, but we are providing values more than 5, so that is not allowed. Size would be number of characters plus 1, right? Now 10 is fine, right? Remaining would be any garbage value. Another way of initializing string is, see, if you want to initialize like this, char name, and I am providing size is 10, and in next line I want to write name 10 is equal to JENNY, Jenny. This is not allowed. We cannot separate this out, declaration and initialization, that would be in same line. So this would give an error. This is not allowed in C, right? Next is, if you want to do something like this, like name 10, and this is what? Jenny, and I'm writing, sorry, char, and suppose I'm writing S1, same, size is 10, and I want to initialize this S1 equal to name, because this is also string, this is also string. I want to copy that whatever in this string, that is Jenny, into S1. I want to write this thing, so that is also not allowed. Because see here, S1 is what? It's like array name, so we cannot put any array name to the left side of this equal to operator. Have to read a string, or you can have to initialize a string at runtime. So here in this case we are having what we use in array, using scanf, like for loop and scanf we use at runtime initialization. But here we use scanf also. We can also use getS function, we can also use getCharacter. 2 to 3 types of function we can use. So that we will discuss in next video, because we have some drawbacks of scanf function, that's why we use getS function. Also we have some drawbacks of getS function. So that everything we'll discuss in next video with the proper example, and that example also I'll show you practically on my laptop, right? So now some questions on string for you is, I guess you got the basics of string only, right? I mean, what is a string and some declaration and initialization, like compile time initialization of string and some points, important points about string. I hope you got everything, right? So now you have to tell me in comment box like these are valid or not, this initialization of string. And if there is any error, you can tell me what is the error, or here you have to tell me the size, because I am not giving any size. What size will be determined by the compiler automatically in this case and in this case, right? So this is assignment for you. So now in the next video we'll discuss next part of our string, like how to read a string, how to print a string, everything about string with some examples. So now I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.